Hey everyone, Nasser Altaf here from Websand Solutions, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about landed cost. Landed cost is essentially the added cost on top of receipts of inventory. So typically it consists of things like freight, duties, taxes, etc. So we'll take a look at how Business Central handles landed costs. Before I kick things off, a little bit about us here at Websan. We've been in the ERP business for over 21 years now. We have hundreds of Microsoft Dynamics customers throughout Great Plains, Business Central, and CRM. We have 40 plus employees located across Canada, US, and the Philippines. We've been a Microsoft certified gold partner for approximately 13 years now, with many other awards achieved over the years. So, in today's session, we'll start off by reviewing some of the item ledger entries that are posted for the inventory items I have. And then, as part of that item ledger entries review, we'll take a look at the value entries that have been posted. Then we'll look at what's called item charges. These are what Business Central uses to essentially assign additional charges to various documents. So not only landed costs on receipts, but they can also be used to assign charges on shipments and other outbound return documents, things like that as well. Lastly, I'll walk through assigning a charge such as freight charge on a receipt and show you how the cost is adjusted. So with that, let's get right into it. So going into the items here, I have a couple of items set up in my sandbox environment. So I've got these clothing items. I've got blue jeans and a red t-shirt. So let's take a look at the blue jeans. I'm going to go into the item. I'm going to go into related, history, entries, and take a look at the ledger entries. So for this one, it's fairly straightforward. I have a single purchase receipt and where I've purchased 10 quantity and I've already shipped out 5. But as you can see on the receipt, the cost of my receipt was $50. And if I drill down into this to see what makes up that cost, it's just the direct cost for for the quantity that I've received, right? So, and as you can see, the cost per unit was $5. I've received 10, so it's my total cost is $50. I don't have any freight charges on this receipt yet. So now let's go take a look at the item charges setup. So go back to my home screen here. It's using the global search. I can search for item charges. And these are the default charges that are already set up in the system. You can create new ones as needed. So if there's any taxes, duties, things like that that you'd like to add, you can add those as item charges in here, right? So now let's take a look at how we can assign the landed cost on the receipt for those jeans. So in order to do that, I'm going to go into purchase invoices and I'm going to create an invoice. So you could assign the item charges prior to posting that purchase order or sales order and directly add the charge item as a line on the order. But or you could do it after the fact and add the use the purchase invoice or sales invoice to assign a charge to the posted receipt or shipment. So in this case, because the receipt has been posted already, I'm going to do it through a purchase invoice. So we're going to assume, let's say our vendor FedEx is charging us for freight. So I'm going to select my vendor. And then down here in the line section, I'm going to choose the type as charge item. I'm going to select this. And now you can see the charge items that I've just showed you are available in this drop down as options. So I'm going to choose this, which is a miscellaneous freight charge for my purchases. I'm going to select this. And a location is not required. This is a quantity of one, it's just one charge. And Let's assume it's a $20 charge from FedEx. Right? We'll say it's non-taxable. Okay, so once you populate the line, now you need to assign this freight charge to the receipt. So in order to do that, we can go into the line, the related information, there's item charge assignment. So when I select this and go into under item charge, I can click get receipt lines. So let's get receipt lines, and I'm going to find the receipt lines for my blue jeans. So I can select that, and as you can see, on this receipt there was a second item that was purchased, the red t-shirt as well. So I could select both of these lines and bring that in. So let's say that we're assigning the item charge or the freight charge for the full receipt, which is the receipt of both of these items. Now, under item charges, you can also use the suggest item charge assignment and to allow the system to decide how you want to distribute the assignment of the item charge. So you can distribute it equally by amount, by weight, volume, anything like that. So in this case, I'm just going to distribute the freight charge equally. So the $20 equally amongst the two items that I have on my receipt. And click OK. So you can see the assignment is done equally. So the quantity to assign is 0.5 each. Those obviously just the total quantity I had entered was 1, and it was $10 freight charge for each item. So simply close out of this, and now I can post my purchase invoice. Oh, before I post the invoice, I just want to give it a vendor invoice number, let's say, or the PO number, and post. Now, once the invoice is posted, we'll go take a look at the item ledger entries for the blue jeans again. So I don't want to see the purchase invoice. I'm going to go back to my home screen here and go into my item. So let's go into my item and let's take a look at the ledger entries again. So now, taking a look at the ledger entries, you can see the cost here has changed from, it was originally $50, it's now gone up to 60. And if I drill down to take a look at what makes up that value, so the value entries for that cost, and now you can see there is the purchase invoice that I had posted for that freight that's been added to the cost. So the original was $50 plus a $10 freight charges added to the cost of this item or just to this receipt. That's my landed cost that's now added. And you can also see the cost for the shipment has also changed. So if I click into this, it also added that freight charge to this as well. Okay. So hope you guys found that helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at info@websan.com. Thanks everyone.